Hi class. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. I wish I could be there with you guys because this is our last class, so I would get to say Merry Christmas, but alas, I'm on a cruise with my friend. We're actually on our way back right now as this is showing. We'll be driving back and ready to take an exam tomorrow. So I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. And thanks to media and technology, I get to present my lesson through video. So as far as the Snapshot lesson goes, I'm going to discuss the introductory lesson that I would be doing for my dream class, which is a 10th grade English language arts class. And the text that I chose to do was The Crucible by Arthur Miller, which is a play, as many of you know. And some of the accompanying texts will be obviously McCarthyism, so students will be doing a research paper, doing some research on the Salem witch trials, McCarthyism, life in America in the 50s, things like that. And some of the short story will be Young Goodman Brown. Also, excerpts from A Life After High School by Joyce Carol Oates. The poetry will be Still I Rise by Maya Angelou, and The Song of Myself by Walt Whitman, and then of course Half Hanged Mary by Margaret Atwood, and some excerpts from Civil Disobedience, the American Scholar, and also Self-Reliance in Our America by Jose Marti, which we would probably do in some reading circles. And the movie I had originally thought was Shawshank Redemption would be good, but I actually think we're going to view The Crucible, of course, and also Mean Girls, which I think would really relate well to the students as far as that idea of the power of the individual and going along with the crowd. And so what I really want to explore with the students is to identify, excuse me, this is my big dog, identify the main themes. Samson, get out. Thank you, Shelby. The main themes of the unit, which really are the power of one, and what is the responsibility of the power of one or the individual when it comes to society, and in what ways is an individual able to affect change. So for the introductory lesson, the materials needed, we'll do the Caring Strangers video from The Power of One at oneearth.org. And as soon as you go to oneearth.org, the first link on there is The Power of One, and it's just a short video. And then, of course, I have an accompanying Power of One chart, which I've included in this lesson plan, and then also just pencils and paper. So this lesson was developed for a 60-minute class, and so in order to introduce it, it would be 5 or 10 minutes, and I would introduce the unit by telling the students that they will, over the course of this unit, be reading about, watching video, listening to music, and exploring poetry that should help them consider how much the power of one has in relation to society, and how much power does the individual actually have in order to affect change in society, which is a main theme in The Crucible, along with some other themes of treachery, of that idea of the mob and going along with the crowd, which I think with 10th graders and all high school students is a huge deal. When am I going to be faced with, and I will always in high school be faced with a choice of where I have to stand up for myself and do what I know is right, and oftentimes that means not going along with the crowd. So in life, there are pivotal moments in which each individual is faced with the notion of doing the right thing, which is generally the more difficult thing than taking the easy way out, which is usually going along with the crowd. So for this lesson, I would be introducing this for about 5 or 10 minutes. We would have a class discussion about what that means for them in high school, what kind of experiences they have in high school where they have to make individual choices, and what kind of things, pressures they feel that entails them to sort of make them feel like they have to go along with the group. And then for 10 minutes, we would do a think, pair, share about how much power, so in their pairs, they would think about how much power they believe they have to change any aspect, any individual aspect in their home life or their school life, or even perhaps their community or church life. So that would be about 10 minutes. And then after we do the think, pair, share activity, which of course then they would share their responses with the class, just briefly, maybe not all of the groups, but just a few or a couple of the groups. And then for 15 minutes, I would tell the students that they are about to view a video clip. So I would distribute this Power of One chart, which is right here. So this is a good chart for them to think about. And you probably can't see it real well, but maybe Geneva can print it out for everybody. But I would distribute this chart and sort of have them do some predicting or activating their prior knowledge. And then have them read each quote and then predict a person or event to which the quote might apply. And then we would also discuss the student responses in the class. So we would then watch the video at oneearth.org, that Power of One video, and it's a really short video, but we would watch it all first, and then I would play the video again, pausing on each image in order to allow the students to record on the chart what it is that they're seeing, and then share what they've recorded, and then provide students with the accurate information about each individual. There is Mother Teresa in there, there's Gandhi in there, Martin Luther King is in that video. So if they didn't already know about those monumental figures and what they've done, then of course I would give them the accurate information about what it is that they did and how just one person was able to affect change that has resonated through time and actually changed the course of history for some. And then for about 5 to 8 minutes, I would have students then review their think, pair, share, and discuss or write about how their perception of individual power has changed after viewing the video clip. I don't think there would be necessarily many accommodations or adaptations. Obviously, my students, they have a hard time sitting down. We may have to deal with that, but I couldn't think really of any adaptations that would be needed because they'll be working in small groups, and so I think the groups will balance each other out. If I had some students that needed certain accommodations, maybe instead of writing, maybe they could draw a picture or do perhaps a comic strip in order to illustrate the difference of what they believe in the beginning of the class session, how they can affect power as an individual, and maybe how that's changed after the end of viewing the video. And as far as checking for understanding, the class responses would be a way I could clarify understanding, and then also circulating throughout the room while they're doing their think, pair, share activities. And then in closure, I would ask the students to continue contemplating the power of the individual, and then perhaps even ask their circle of friends, at lunch, or perhaps their family at dinner, or even post a status on Facebook asking their own Facebook community about their thoughts regarding how an individual can affect change in their community, or how they feel about the individual's place in relation to society. And then students will be assessed through sharing of their understanding and their changes in the viewpoint, if any, prior to and following the video exercise. So this lesson is posted. I believe that following this video and the uploading of this video, I'm going to email it to the entire class, so you'll have access to the chart and to the lesson plan. And since I won't see everybody, I do have a wiki space that when our unit plans are due, it's Miss Weiler missweiler.wikispaces.net. That's MISSWEILER.wikispaces.net. And there you can find my entire unit plan. You will find all of an audio of the Crucible. You will find the entire text of the Crucible. You'll find Young Goodman Brown under there, and then also any other appendices that I have to offer. Because if any of you will be teaching the Crucible or think about teaching the Crucible, maybe you would like to pick some things out of there, or have the information access to you. So with that, thank you so much. I'm so grateful I've been able to share this lesson with you, and have a wonderful Christmas.